Yo, what is up, guys? This is the Brick Dough here. We have some information coming out from Promobricks in regards to the prices of the summer wave of Harry Potter sets we're expecting in 2022. So here we have a listing of all these set numbers and the respective prices. We don't really have much information as to what the sets are. As you can see, I mean, we were expecting, a decent amount of play sets. Notably, I think this $100 set here, the 120 and the 90 will be interesting to see what those are. Expecting some of those to be, an extension to the, sort of minifigure scale Hogwarts that we've been getting over the past couple of years. But I think with three of them at that price point, I think one of them will be something kind of interesting and sort of different than that, which I'm excited to see what that could be. But what I really want to focus on here is this $470 one, because this is going to be the direct-to-consumer set. So past direct-to-consumer sets, we've had the Hogwarts, big Hogwarts castle that was in micro figure scale. We've had Diagon Alley, and then we had the Hogwarts Icon Moments one. I shouldn't say moments, it was Hogwarts Icons this past summer. And so I think last summer, a lot of people were expecting that set to be the Gringotts Bank. And, I think we've been waiting on this since we've had the Diagon Alley. I think people know that that's a needed extension. And I think that's, the first go-to when we see this, large direct-to-consumer set at $470. I do agree that's probably the most likely set, but I do want to talk about a few key points with that being the case, right? $470 for a Gringotts Bank. It's a very pricey. It's a large price point. I mean, we think about Diagon Alley that was cheaper than $470. It included basically four buildings, and we think about, for just one, for Gringotts Bank, for being $470, it's hard for me to picture that at that price point connecting to the Diagon Alley set. And so I think in order to basically sort of picture that and at the $470 price range and how that may connect to the Diagon Alley set is, it'd have to include maybe some other buildings on the side. I'm not really sure exactly how that would look. Personally, I'm just trying to picture that, how that would essentially fit into the Diagon Alley set we have. And I'm kind of struggling to see that through at that price point, at that what that piece count would have to be, and in the scale that we have Diagon Alley at each of the buildings, and what the scale of this set would be, at $470, even with buildings on the side and it sort of blending into the other Diagon Alley set. I think that's my biggest sort of maybe reason why it might not be that, is just trying to think of that where that piece count is going to be coming from and how it sort of is going to fit in with Diagon Alley at that price point. Now they could include the dragon on top of it. That would definitely add some pieces. So there's definitely ways they could do that. And like I said, they could add sort of buildings on either side of Gringotts and kind of making it blend in a lot better. And so it's definitely a way they could get up to that, price point and still make it, connect and look good to Diagon Alley, which I think makes it still a reasonable expectation that it will be Gringotts. But I do think it's some interesting considerations where I'm not completely sold that this is going to be the Gringotts Bank, that we've been looking for. Also, too, with the dragon on top, I do think that does also conflict a little bit with their them not really making any Deathly Hallows sets. I think having the dragon on top wouldn't really compromise that in some way, because we see Gringotts in a lot of other movies, particularly like Philosopher's Stone and things like that. So I do think that you could still make you could still have it on top, and it probably wouldn't hinder their sort of stance on not making any Deathly Hallows sets. And maybe they changed that stance. Maybe they just don't care this time around. But that to me too is a little bit of a deterrent from it maybe being Gringotts. But I think that's probably the most likely. But let's talk about other considerations. What else could it be? So we talked about the original Hogwarts in micro scale, and I think it could be an extension to that. I've seen a lot of things on Rebrickable and some really nice mocks that have a really large extension to that set, and it would fit about right in that price point too. I think in the piece count of those extensions I've seen on Rebrickable and stuff, so that could be a possibility. My only again, I think there's a lot of things that would make it seem that it'd be not be that, is that the micro scale one originally, I mean, it really has a lot of the big components that people are looking for, right? They have the Great Hall sort of section in there, the tall spire. I feel like they included everything that is a really big sort of like eye catch for people, and it's what people maybe remember when they think about Hogwarts. It's that opening scene when when they're in the Philosopher's Stone, when they're all coming up on the boats. It just, to me, they included a lot of the key components where, sure, a very true and very serious collector might want that extension to include everything and all the grounds of Hogwarts, but I'm not sure if it would be a huge selling point, especially at this $470 price range, to do that. But that's definitely a possibility. Some other options, I think you could definitely do like the Ministry of Magic. Again, I have trouble seeing how that would look in sort of all like kind of fleshed out form, and it'd be a standalone set. And again, at $470, is that a set where it's like a big fan draw, not only from like the hardcore collectors and hardcore Harry Potter fans, but is it going to draw in sort of the average consumer? I'm not sure about that either. I've also considered personally like maybe just be like a huge Quidditch stadium. I think maybe a little bit unlikely on that, but I'm just trying to think of other ideas, because I think Gringotts is most likely for sure, but it does seem like, especially like last summer, I think we were all expecting Gringotts, and then all of a sudden it was the Hogwarts Icons. It was like, oh, this is like this Hogwarts Icons, it's going to be a thing now. So it could very well. I feel like everybody's thinking Gringotts, and I feel like it's just not going to be that. Even though I think Gringotts is the most likely, I just think we're going to kind of get a curveball here, and it's going to be something that just we completely did not expect. But just from I feel like last summer that Icons thing really kind of threw a wrench in like just my thoughts of what Harry Potter direct to consumer could be. But again, if it's like another Icon set, it's $470. It's like I don't know, like you include like a giant like sorting hat or something, like I don't know like what you're gonna include there, to be honest, like a giant Quidditch brooms. It's just hard to kind of consider what that could be with the Icons. You can include so many things, but stay tuned into the channel. Once we get some more information in regards to what these actual sets are going to be and maybe descriptions of it, I'll definitely be sure to let you guys know. But if you guys are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, this is the Brick Joe signing off.